Hey everybody, it's your boy TY, Stone Muscle. I'm going to talk about addiction today. Everybody thinks that addiction is not, it couldn't happen to just anybody. Addiction can happen to everybody. And I want to talk about my addiction. You might not think that marijuana is legal now. They're making it accessible. They're vaporizing it. They're just turning it into things that they're turning into candies and stuff like that. Me personally, I don't agree with it. But I'm not perfect. I'm no doctor or scientist. But I will say that if you smoke marijuana long enough, like I did, it suppresses your mood and you stop doing things that you normally should do. Going to family functions, spending time with your loved ones, your friends, going out like you're supposed to. What addiction does to me is it actually makes me, being addicted to marijuana, it actually makes me fall into like a little cave. So I told you guys my story and my history before as far as me being locked up and doing time and just being a different person from when I came out to the person I was before I went in there. And addiction, what it did to me is it probably made me fall into my conclave of thinking that I was back in prison. And I don't want to keep talking about this prison thing because it's been 22 years since I was in that kind of trouble. I'm just talking about the effects that it probably has on an individual like me, because it doesn't happen to everybody. Some people could just go on TV and smoke marijuana and make their videos right there while they're making the video. And, I just don't think that's what you're doing is you're influencing people who don't smoke weed, who are watching your videos to smoke weed. So I don't really think that's too cool. I think people should cut back on that smoking and stuff like that. And I'm not talking about guys like Snoop, because Snoop's whole MO is smoking marijuana. His whole MO is all about marijuana. So I'm not talking about Snoop. Snoop is in a class by himself. Excuse me, I'm trying to put on, like I said, every time I make a video, I want to put on a blaxploitation movie for some reason. For some reason that gets me a little wild up and it gets me to talk a little openly, a little freely. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, but back to addiction. I come from a family that had addiction and had addictions. And I'm not going to say if that is one of those things that leak off into the son, into the daughter, the offspring, because I think that because there's too many kids out here that do not have that addiction problem that their parents had, and they're like straight A students, and they have a path of what they want to do in life. It's actually pretty amazing. Like, I work in a barbershop in Norristown. Well, actually, I don't work in the barbershop. I'd rather be there for a couple hours and then just step off and go to the warehouse or do my little DoorDash or my little. Nah, you can't do that right there. You gotta cut that off.